be with you today and to provide support on this Zoom platform. This year's theme at Unity of Bay City is 20,000 Ways of Kindness. Let us know the ways in which you have practiced kindness or have witnessed kindness. In a world where you can be anything, please be kind. Today, our daily word is forgive. And as Reverend Gail said in her prayer, the opening prayer is practicing gratefulness every day. I've been practicing forgiveness, and it works along with being grateful and forgiving. Wow, it makes a difference in your life, in my life. Today is Sunday, November 22nd, in the year 2020. The affirmation for us today, out of the good book, The Daily Word, is in peace of prayer, I release all unforgiveness. Please join me in repeating this. In the peace of prayer, I release all unforgiveness. If I hold onto feelings of hurt, betrayal, or anger in response to another person's words or actions, I block the flow of divine love and peace in my life. Likewise, holding on to guilt, shame, or embarrassment that may arise when I have hurt another person also keeps me from experiencing divine love and peace. Forgiveness removes all barriers, all obstacles, anything that may be disrupting my experience of the divine presence. In order to forgive myself or another person, I need not justify or approve behavior that is unwelcome. I need only to become willing to forgive. In the peace of prayer, I release all unforgiveness. I feel the healing power of divine love as it dissolves all barriers, all illusion of separation. I forgive and I am healed. And from Matthew chapter 6, verse 12, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And one more time together for our affirmation. In the peace of prayer, I release all unforgiveness. And now back to Reverend Gail.
Beautiful. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, thank you. Forgiveness, can be a tricky one for us humans and all of our life experiences. So right now, as we have these thoughts, that beautiful affirmation on our hearts and our minds, let's move into our time of meditation. And as we stay in this relaxed feeling and find our center, take a nice deep breath and release and let go. And as we gently focus on the breath, we can bring our thoughts back to the breath. If they begin to run into our lists, if our thoughts hop on a train and go somewhere far away, we can call them back and focus on the breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Gently, gently. Right now, and for the next few moments, give yourself the gift of contemplation in everything you see around you. The gift of gratitude. as you contemplate and realize that life is our spiritual practice. Time spent in meditation and prayer is important, however, only a small part of one's spiritual practice. And so right now in this meditative practice, I invite you to open your outer eyes. And with soft eyes, look around you. Just look. Don't judge or analyze. You could smile if you'd like. Just a little smile as you pay attention to the many miracles around you right there in your very own home. If there's someone there with you, you can look at them. Look outside your window and just continue to look around gently with soft eyes, detached and not looking to change it, not looking to dust or rearrange it. Just be aware. And breathe in that awareness. Now, if you'd like to, you can close your outer eyes and open your inner eyes and take a breath. Allow the sights and sounds of your home to fill you with appreciation and gratitude. Let that feeling just move through you and overwhelm you with gratitude, with appreciation. As we find the awe and wonder in everything we see, we find our gratitude, no matter what. When you close your eyes and contemplate your physical surroundings, even if they're not what you would like them to be, what you expect them to be, that's all right. Acknowledge those feelings. Just because we're grateful doesn't mean that we're settling. It means we're open and receptive. Open and receptive to our highest vision of life. And that vision becomes clear as we look at the world through soft and loving eyes, through the eyes of gratitude, of thanksgiving. Now let's take a few moments, feeling and pulling up and feeling infused with the attitude, with that aptitude of gratitude in the silence. Breathing in and breathing out. As we move and have our attention on our gratitude, our appreciation, our love for this life and all that is in it. And we let go now, knowing it is so, and so gratefully so it is. Amen and amen. We're going to move now into our special music from Mark, singing about gratitude.
This is a very powerful and simple song. Please, you are welcome to join me in singing. It's very delightful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, feel it, gratitude around me. Here we are. I am so grateful. I'm 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 so grateful.
So grateful. Thank you, Mark. Oh, and was that Genia I heard back there singing with you? Yay. Nicely done. All right. Oh, so welcome again. I see some more little squares on my Zoom here. Folks popping in. It's so wonderful to be here together this morning. So this morning, gosh, we just finished last Thursday. We finished our 6-week Fall Faith series, Living Originally, based on the book by Robert Brummett, Living Originally. And he offered 10 practices, 10 ways to really get a foundation for our spiritual practices. And you can access them whether you took the class or not. on unitybooks.org/living, unitybooks.org/living. And they're only like 12 minutes a piece. And so there's 10 of them, and you can just look at the titles and go, I'd recommend you start with the first two. They're the foundational ones. So, and we're going to have a follow-up with Robert in 2021, early in 2021. So stay tuned. And like I said, I invite you to get familiar with those. So now we have moved through our fall faith beautifully. And we have, even as we made this shift to close our building again, we haven't missed a beat, just like we never have, even since March. That's the strength of this spiritual community. Our faith, our truth. So now here we are, moving into the holiday season. And it's either a really good time for people or can be a really kind of a hard time for folks. I know several of my friends, their families, my friends who have passed, and their families, it's joyous and difficult at the same time. So it's a really important time to call upon the faith that we have, the knowing of something more that's within us as we move into these holidays. And of course, we start with Thanksgiving. And that's what our message, if you hadn't noticed, was about gratitude this morning. And, you know, our spiritual practices are not just prayer and meditation. The meditation we just did is an example. You can open your eyes and find yourself being more awake and aware. And 'tis the season for gratitude, for giving, receiving, for seeing the miracles and wonder and awe in this life. So I'm going to look at, I know you're probably tired of hearing the word gratitude since we've said it 9,000 times this morning. No, I know you're not. But I'm going to, let's look at our aptitude for gratitude. Not our attitude, but our aptitude. And then we'll look at some spiritual practices that'll call forth our gratitude. Well, here's the good news. Ready? Okay. We humans have an innate aptitude for gratitude. Now, that's a bit different than an attitude of gratitude, and here's why. Aptitude is defined as an innate capability, ability, and capacity for something. Innate, that's the word I want you to hear. We're born with that. People have special aptitudes for different things that, we all come in with different gifts, but we also all come in with the same gifts. Our spiritual gifts are through all of us. And a lot of times we talk about like the 12 powers, and there's more. Gratitude is one of those. Have an aptitude for gratitude. So the 12 powers, and I couldn't just reel them off anymore, but you might be familiar with them. Well, here's the 13th power, gratitude. And we can add kindness, compassion, appreciation, and there's 16 right there. And then you put in your own gifts, like our musicians have the gift of music. We have folks who are gifted in arts and crafts, folks who are gifted in their people skills, all sorts of gifts that we individually get to come in with. But we all share our spiritual gifts. We all share them. All these are spiritual superpowers. And why do I say that? Is because these are the outward expressions of our innate gifts that are easily practiced and have a positive impact on our lives and the lives of those around us. They're all part of the energy most closely related to personal happiness and fulfillment, to an enriched life. Now, attitude is more of a learned behavior. and ego-driven behavior. And that's not always bad. The ego isn't a bad thing. It's how we make it through this life, because we're a spiritual being having a human experience. I call it our humanality. We need that. However, we also need to rein it in sometimes. So attitude is a manner, a disposition, or a position that you take with regard to a person or thing, a tendency or orientation, especially of the mind. So like a negative attitude, a group attitude. And, it's like somebody comes into a room and they're all like, wow, she's got a bad attitude. You can feel it, right? It's a position or posture of the body, even appropriate or expressive of an action or an emotion, like a threatening attitude or relaxed attitude, right? So there's the difference. Attitude is something is a response and a reaction to life. And aptitude is something that is innate within us, and we can ignore it or we can move, but it tries to surface all the time, like our spiritual practice. Now, we're not conscious of the fact that we have a choice about our attitude always. Life shapes and bends us, and we're just doing the best we can in every moment to cope and to thrive and to grow. And we all have innate spiritual gifts that also influence our outer behaviors, our personality, our positivity, all of those things. And that's why we try to develop our spiritual powers through our spiritual practices to keep us in touch with our inner world, your true self, your Christ self, God's self, your spiritual self, whatever name you call that, something more within us. Just being aware that we have an innate aptitude for gratitude is a great way to kick off the holidays and maintain a grateful heart all year long. Of course, our first holiday here this time of year is Thanksgiving, which happens to be this Thursday, if you didn't know. Oh my gosh, it's Thanksgiving. Whew. So it's a holiday focused on being thankful for all we have and all we hope to have. We all know the story of the Pilgrims, don't we? And the Pilgrims and the Native Americans, of how the first Thanksgiving. And I have a little few fun facts here about that. Native, let's see. They celebrate and give thanks at their first harvest in the New World in October 1621. That was almost 400 years ago. 400 years ago. Their feast and the first Thanksgiving lasted 3 days. Now, way to party, guys. And it was recounted by an attendee, actually somebody, I guess, who kept a journal, and it was found, Edward Winslow, that it was attended by 90 Native Americans and 53 pilgrims. The New England colonists were accustomed to regularly celebrating Thanksgivings. So it was a normal occurrence. It was days of prayer, days of thanking God for blessings like a bountiful crop or the end of a drought, or, some military thing that happened and how it came out. It was before elections. So I guess it was about, see who won. So Thanksgiving has been celebrated nationally off and on since 1789. And it came with a proclamation by President George Washington after a request by Congress for it to be celebrated on the last Thursday of November. Well, here's the twist. That meant that it's sometimes the fourth, and sometimes it's the fifth Thursday. Well, that messed retailers up even back then. So they would write to the presidents, and especially FDR. So after several years back and forth between retailers, state governors, and we the people, whether Thanksgiving should be on the fourth Thursday or the last Thursday. Finally, on December 26, 1941, under the presidency of Franklin D. Roosevelt, Congress passed a law making Thanksgiving on the fourth Thursday of November. And there we have it. Don't you feel better knowing how this happened this day? Given us a 4-day weekend? Some of the retailers that had written to the president said, hey, dude, make it a week earlier, that fourth week instead of the fifth week. And, give people a 3-day weekend. They wanted it on a Friday. So our country officially, well, unofficially, 400 years ago started with grateful hearts. And the extreme measures that the pilgrims went through to get here, to land on Plymouth Rock, to the hardships, the loss of life, and all the unknowns, completely unknown in a new world. But they took time on a regular basis to recognize the power greater than they were that was with them always. Now that is an aptitude of gratitude, would you say? So here's the question we get to ask ourselves as we look back over this year 2020, a year that will live in infamy. But let's try to shift our focus a bit. And I know all of you have been working at this all year long, and your friends and family around you, you see people suffering or worrying. So we ask, what am I grateful for? What gifts have you uncovered within yourself and the world around you as we move through this year fraught with natural and people-made disasters? Now, we're not the first generation to have gone through a pandemic, forest fires, floods, earthquakes, tornadoes, freaky straight line winds, hurricanes, extreme heat and cold. Mother Earth is just crying out. And we see our impact in ways that we don't really like to admit. With a large population on the earth, the numbers seem huge. There's been over 1 million lives lost in this world to a single virus, and all the families suffering from those losses. And we're supposed to be grateful. What's that about? That's about our innate spiritual self, knowing there's more. All in the same year, all of this stuff. And I pray it will propel us to awaken to our inner superpowers, to awaken the needs of Mother Earth and our responsibility to her. Awaken us to our rights and responsibilities as a citizen of the United States, and our spiritual connection to all beings everywhere as a global citizen. So it is good news, don't you think, that we as humans have an aptitude of gratitude? How could it be otherwise? I don't think we would have this country. I don't think we would have survived as a species if we couldn't look around and see that there's something more, something unseen. We know that life is uncertain even in the best of times, don't we? We know God energy is infinite, unbounded, and my friends always says yes. That'll be a whole nother talk for a whole nother day. But the universe says yes. We feel protected by this one presence and one power. And we call God, or whatever your favorite name is for this energy. Could be Charlie, or could be, Fifi. Whatever it is, we can still feel that protection, that love, that endlessness, and frightened and vulnerable all at the same time. In the worst of times, and throughout the world's history, there have been some very, very bad times. We, the people, rally together. We find ourselves being grateful, feeling that something greater has our backs. In the grand scheme of things, it's just that we can't see it or understand the grand scheme. but developing a connection through spiritual practice is how we gain the peace and wisdom that passes all understanding. We can put our logical minds to rest for just a few moments and know that there's more to this life. We just can't see it right this moment. That's when we look for the miracles in every day and see hope just ahead. Feel grateful for every breath. Daily, I look for the gifts that have lifted my spiritual consciousness, the awakening that COVID has brought, that floods and friends who have died have given me. I list the gifts that this year has brought me daily. I'm not trying to put sugar on poo here. Pretend it is, and pretend it's all good. It doesn't feel good all the time. But it's all about a rising up in consciousness, to be okay with not knowing, and to understand that this too shall pass, and trust in the divine order of life itself. Now, I don't feel happy all the time about the state of the world. I don't feel happy that I just had to spend, I don't even want to tell you how much money just getting my basement repaired from a flood. No. My human feelings, though, get acknowledged. I just don't have to agree with them. I have to trust in the divine order. Trust that it may be unfolding, these questions about COVID and everything. It might not even be in our lifetime, but it might be next week. That's the beauty of trusting and having faith and being grateful. The way opens. Proceed as way opens, as the Buddhists say. And the way, my dear friends, is always opening. It's always opening. Life doesn't stand still. It's not a static display. So when we recognize all that we're grateful for, all the kindnesses we give and receive for ourselves and for others, life itself just gets better. Gratitude doesn't mean settling for where you are and what you have, but it does mean recognizing that life is enriched and expanded by being grateful, not by resisting where you are, but being completely grateful for it. Aptitude. It's a natural tendency or inclination that involves a quickness and a deep understanding of probability. I see this as a deep-seated desire to appreciate everything without hesitation or thought as it shows up in one's life. It's more than a feeling or a mood. It's an inner core of each one of us. And we can move back into that automatic behavior. An aptitude of gratitude, it reassures me that even when life seems full of hard knocks, there's that within us that knows how to be grateful. And we are pulled towards that. Not just an outer show of happiness, but a deep and abiding gratitude for life itself. When we forget, and we all do, we can find that within us that knows how to feel grateful and express our gratitude to self for being so awesome and wanting to feel gratitude, and to others who are showing it. So imagine this. Take a breath. Imagine opening your eyes each morning and turning towards your innate sense of gratitude. What if you then allow that current to carry you through the day? We can call on and use our inherent aptitude of gratitude for living a more fulfilling life. Gratitude sparks love, wisdom, strength, and our other innate powers. We stay more present to the now when we practice gratitude. So you see, spiritual practices scare some people. They think, I'm not good at this. I'm not very spiritual because I can't meditate an hour a day. I pray, but I don't know if it's right. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I don't know if I'm doing it right. Well, guess what? There's so much more to spiritual practice than sitting for an hour a day in meditation or getting down on your knees and praying. Those are very important. But you have to feel what works for you. Is it a 12-minute guided meditation? Is it walking through the woods and being in complete awe and wonder of everything you see and smell and feel? That, my friends, is a spiritual practice. Sitting in your home and looking around and trying not to be critical of, oh my gosh, I haven't dusted that table in a while. Yeesh, I need to repaint this room. Oh my gosh, what is that nail hole doing over there? You know, just be grateful that you have a home. And be grateful that we're aware enough that people that don't have homes, we pray for them every day. We pray with them as part of us. Life itself is a spiritual practice. And as we notice how we react and how we respond to life, that and did you hear what I said? Notice when we notice, when we're aware, when we're awake to all the miracles that are happening right now. You're breathing, right? Your eyes are blinking. You swallow. Miracles. Paying attention to your thoughts and actions and reactions. You don't have to sit in meditation, like I said, to do this. You cultivate your own practices of noticing, allowing, being present to life, even if it's only 5 minutes a day. But I guarantee you, if you have a good 5 minutes that are just so rich and yummy, you're going to go, oh, I need to do this more often, maybe 5 minutes 2 times a day. Or maybe I'll just do 10 minutes because I was feeling really good. Or maybe, you know, like on Sundays after church, I'll just walk around in this bliss and I like to be there. So that might take me a couple of hours, right? Or over Thanksgiving, you just taste all of the food that's have been prepared by loving hands. Just like, oh, be in that moment with that food. Here's this beautiful sentence that I written by Buddha, but I changed the last word. You can change it to anything. Just take a breath and hear this. You are saturated with innate natural gratitude. You are saturated with innate natural gratitude. You can substitute love, you can substitute strength, you can substitute wisdom. You are saturated with innate natural gratitude. Now say that within yourself or out loud. I am saturated with innate natural gratitude. So over this holiday season, my friends, I invite you to set an intention to do a simple 5-minute practice, similar to maybe what we did in meditation, what I've been talking about, with your outer eyes wide open. Notice the people and places and things wherever you happen to be, and experience the awe and wonder in what you're seeing around you. From that place, gratitude dawns. And here's another wonderful sentence that if you don't hear anything, these two last sentences, of course, I could have made this a lot shorter, I guess, if I had just done those two. But here's the other one. Keep in mind that gratitude is doubled by wonder. You feel that when you're out in nature, don't you? You can't help but being in wonder when you're walking in the woods. I can't. Just like almost too much. I feel so grateful I could just melt into it. Wonder opens us up. We let down some of our walls in moments of awe and wonder. Wonder is our minute by minute miracle. Our minute by minute. Sometimes I'm in awe of like really complex things like watching the space shuttle, dock to the space station. What? That's just like, how could that be? Or standing outside watching the full moon rise. But mostly it's simple, everyday miracles like drinking a cool glass of water and feeling how it restores my body. Or watching my puppy joyfully play with her toys, or curl up into a little ball and sleep soundly. So you don't have to close your eyes and sit in silence for hours at a time to be grateful or to have profound spiritual experiences. Set an intention, if you will, to simply begin to take notice of everyday miracles and be grateful for each one of them. Thank you. I am grateful for each and every one of you, for Unity of Bay City, and for all the fun we have together and the tears that we share. I go into this Thanksgiving so grateful, I can't put it into words. And I extend that gratitude to you. Thank you. Amen. Namaste. Now, Carrie gets to do our love offering.
Good morning again, Unity family. And Reverend Gail, thank you for all of those words of wisdom. I am so relaxed right now. Oh my gosh. Right now it is time in our service to share of our financial gifts and tithes for this ministry. If you are joining us today for the first time, please let this be our gift to you. There are several different ways you can contribute. You can mail a check to the office. You can use the donate button on the website or set up an automatic payment through your own financial institution. Thank you for your continued support. We are so very grateful. Now, please join me in stating the affirmation for our offering. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am enough. I have enough, and there is enough. Thank you. And now for some music.
Nancy, I think you need to share your computer sound.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss. The gift to realize that everything
all
is a
that
gift.
I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Grateful for it all.
You're the blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart. Aligned in purpose, everything
All
will feel
that I
gorgeous.
all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all.
Every day I sit and pray cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I give back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan, but there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am,
Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Oh, were you up dancing? Oh my gosh, that was lovely. Love Daniel Nahmad. Love Stacy. Love Mark, John, Ron, Nancy, all of our musicians who bring us. And we have another musician, our beautiful Ella. We haven't seen her lately, busy with school. You'll hear her singing our peace song at the end of this service today. So, okay. Now I have to shift into the left brain here. So we'll talk about Unity happenings and announcements here. We had an amazing fall faith auction. Wow, Friday night. It was great, wasn't it? Yay! Everybody was so generous and we had so much fun. Stacy, I know it's too bad we didn't get to record some of that. She's a really, really good auctioneer. And Tracy Bliss, just like the Halloween event was like over the top successful, that young lady is very powerful. Her vision and she knew that we could do this. There was no doubt in her mind that we couldn't have a successful auction online. And she's not even a techie, but she has her dear Julie for that. And just nailed it. I mean, it was fun and it was worth it. And so I'll let her talk to you about some of the results here. Are we going to do that now or later? I don't know. Well, Tracy, anytime you're ready, we'll break in and
She thought she was going to do it after Jack, but she can do it now.
Okay.
Hold on one second. I'll put the video on. All right, we're going to trade spots.
Hi, kicking the president right out her chair, just like a good first lady. All right. So yes, the auction was an absolute wonderful success. And I want to let everybody know a couple of things. First, we raised on Friday night for Unity of Bay City just under, and I mean slightly under $2,500. And so that is fantastic. Also, that's not the total number. And that's exciting too, because we're taking pledges for another week. And if you joined our auction, you saw that there are different giveaways with each pledge. And I think we should be able to put that up on our website and Facebook page.
Do we have a slide too, Nancy? Do we have a slide?
Nancy can find the slide while I'm chatting. So, but there's all kinds of giveaways that you can get with a pledge. If you weren't able to join us, please consider a pledge for Fall Faith Auction and Unity Bay City. It goes to such a wonderful cause. We're always out there giving and ministering to one another and our communities. And so this is a very good cause. So I encourage you to just really meditate on it and see what it is that, whether you'd like to pledge a monthly gift in addition to your normal givings, or if you want to do a one-time pledge of $20 or $1,000, whatever the case may be. On your screen, there are pledge gifts. So your name will go into a drawing for each pledge gift, and you can specify, hey, I want to be in the drawing for a subscription to the Daily Word, or I want to be in the drawing for a custom designed Unity t-shirt, whatever the case may be. There's special classes and lessons with Reverend Gail that are out there. So, and you don't have to have a minimum bid to choose. You can choose whichever drawing you want to be in. So thank you again. Thank you to Stacy, to Nancy for all her graphic work. Amazing. Thank you to Julie for all the technological work. Thank you for all the people that were behind the scenes praying for us and lifting us up that this would be such a great success. But most importantly, thank you to each of you for coming and giving of yourself, your time, your energy, and your funds to support such a wonderful cause. God bless, and on to the next person. I'll move so Julie can get back to work.
Thank you. Can't say thank you enough. Let's see Carrie, it's your turn.
Good morning again. Yes, our nominating committee is currently on the lookout for possible candidates for our upcoming January board election. Being a board member is a rewarding service, both to the ministry and to oneself. I know I'm coming up on 1 year being on the board. It has benefited my life and enlightened my life, and I have a much bigger appreciation of everything that happens behind the scenes and for everyone that is there, our leadership. And so please, if you are interested in becoming a nominee and you are a registered member of Unity of Bay City, or even if you have questions about board service, see the nominating committee chair, Mike Mercer, or call the office. And we do have another save the date, Friday, December 4th at 7 p.m., our Advent by Candlelight on Zoom. Aren't we just grateful for that Zoom? I know I am. It makes life so much more. We are putting together a great little program for that evening, and you won't want to miss it. And now turning this over to Jack for the blood drive.
Oh, I need to unmute Jack.
He's unmuted.
There he goes. Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
Good morning, everyone. We have an opportunity, again, we do it every quarter on December 10th, which is a Thursday. And today we're so filled with gratitude that I hope you take that gratitude and consider donating your blood on that day. We are such a blessed community. We are such a blessed world. But unfortunately, with challenges that are ongoing right now, there are some real issues with the blood bank, if you want to call it that. I received a communication about probably 2 or 3 weeks ago where there literally was no, and I mean zero, O negative or O positive blood in the Versiti system. So we can make a huge difference by giving of something that you have that is unlimited. We are unlimited. I have been fortunate over the years of giving 18 gallons and I'm still here. I haven't shriveled up. So you can give blood. It will come back. I know many of you do donate and we are so blessed. And I would ask you, if you're still able to donate, to sign up for December the 10th, which is a Thursday. As you know, for those of you who donated last time, and I'll share again because I know there's concerns. When Versiti comes in, we do it in our social hall. We will come in through the back. You'll be in your vehicle until it's your time to donate. And the very first thing they do is they take your temperature orally, not with a thermal scanner, but orally to make sure that your temperature is low. And then you go through the process of being screened. And one of the benefits of, unfortunately, if you have been exposed to COVID is your blood will test positive for the antigens, and then your plasma will be able to be used. Now, Nancy and I have a friend who just went into the hospital with COVID here in Midland, and she's number 8 waiting for plasma. So hopefully she'll receive her plasma soon. She's doing okay. But all of us are so grateful for everything we have, for our health, for everything else. So consider doing something for someone else if you're able to do so, because not everyone can, and that's okay. Please understand that's okay. If you can, in the newsletter, we've got the weekly newsletter. There's information on signing up. If you want to talk to me, please do. I would ask you, given the constraints we have with COVID right now, that you limit walking in if you can. Try to sign up ahead of time so that we can space out people and not have a large group of people all trying to donate at the same time. So again, you've got my information. Reach me if you can. And for those who have been donating, please sign up now so you get the time slot you want. And I want to thank this community again for the difference you make in everyone's lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack and Nancy, for your consistency in having these blood drives, and so grateful that we can utilize Unity of Bay City to do that. It's a wonderful public service. And wow, 18 gallons, really? That's pretty cool. All right, so I believe that we have shared everything we need to today, unless there's something I've overlooked. So we will end our service. We'll close our service today as we share together our prayer for protection. And then we'll hear and you can sing along, because you can sing because you're in your house, with Ella on our peace song. All right. So together, let us affirm: the light of God surrounds me. I am light. The love of God enfolds me. I am love. The power of God protects me. I am power. The presence of God watches over me. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And we are grateful. So grateful. Thank you all for being here this morning. And now let us sing our peace song. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Me.
Unmute. I'm trying. I don't really know why she's muted, but hold on.
Okay, there we go.
There we are.
Thanks, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe and stay safe and have a nice full belly and a great nap.
Mm.
We can
Thank
unmute.
you.